Down in Statesville, you know the place to go. Drum Landscape Supply, where your gardens grow. From Mooresville to Cornelia, Secret to Taylorsville, they bring the dream to life, they always will. In every town, they got your back. From Moxville to Trumpets, more than that. Experience hands, make your dream complete. Drum Landscape Supply, your garden suite.
Good morning, LKN. 8:48. Happy Friday to you. And a sunny one indeed. We're joined by Jason Drum of Drum Landscape Supply, your local one-stop landscape shop located in Statesville. Jason and his team, though, delivering to all of Lake Norman. 10,000 different offerings that they can deliver out to you. And we're walking through the nursery right now with Jason. Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Okay, how would you describe the mood of the plants today? Are they healthy? Did they sleep good last night? Give us the rundown.
I think they're pretty happy out here today. See a lot of blooms popping up, a lot of good-looking stuff out here, and it look even better at your house.
That's right. Jason and his team can deliver. You can visit drumlandscapesupply.com, check out the website, or go by the beautiful nursery there in Statesville and take a look. Jason, the blooming is an interesting factor, right, for your lawn, for your garden, because certain plants bloom, right, once a year. Don't some of them bloom more than once a year?
They do, yeah.
How does all that work?
Yeah, so, naturally, in nature, most time you're going to have it bloom one time during the year. But just like people are very different, plants tend to be different as well. And you'll have one that might, a plant person might find an azalea that's blooming in the fall. So then they're going to take a cutting or seeds off that azalea that they see that's blooming in the fall, or one that might have a white stripe down a red flower. And then they're going to take that and then hybridize it with other plants in hopes that they can get it to bloom more and more and more. So that's a big industry right now. Plant production is. There's huge companies like Southern Living and Ball Horticulture. That's what they do. They look in nature first for what you might call anomalies or whatnot, something different than the norm. And then they take that and hybridize it with other known plants and come up with all these things that bloom more than once a year, which we see over my shoulder here. These pink blooming plants are a type of, it's actually a type of our native hydrangea, which is the hydrangea, this one's called Mini Malvet right here. And it'll rebloom throughout the summer. So it starts now, and then you'll get new blooms all the way up into the fall.
Yeah, my hydrangeas bloom all the way through, like start early spring and they bloom all the way through. But something I learned from you, Jason, too, is that perennials, right, they come back year after year, but it's not forever and ever. Is that right?
Right, yeah. So a perennial is defined as a plant that will live 3 years or more. A plant that lives 2 years is called a biennial. But yeah, so perennials, most of them you can expect 3 to 5 years, but there's some out here that we have, and they're looking gorgeous too. But there's some that'll live more and more. So one of my favorites is the Roseanne geranium, which we can make our way over there to check it out. It actually, at my old house, I planted it, and it came back, and I'm sure it's still coming back, but 13 years straight, it came back. So, some plants are going to be really long-lived, some will reseed, and then there's others that might not live as long, but yeah, perennials, just anything that comes back 3 years or more is considered a perennial.
Jason, while I love a good bloom, don't get me wrong, I also care that the leaves kind of stay on all year long, right? Or can give me privacy all year long. I mean, obviously, I'm getting into different worlds, maybe more of a shrub than just a plant or a bush or something, whatever all those differences are. What? Give me the rundown there. How come some keep their leaves all year long?
Yeah, so over my shoulders now is it's a block of our evergreen shrubs, conifers here, and these are what you would call screening plants. They're designed to create that living fence between you and your neighbor's junk pile or whatever they might have in their backyard. But yeah, they just a little bit different than deciduous plants. Conifers are, I think it's what you call dioecious, where you have both of the parts, male and female, on the same plant on most conifers, and they bear a little tiny cone for their seeds instead of a true bloom like a lot of broadleafs will. So, yeah, evergreens are an important part of your landscape, but it's also nice to have these perennials and deciduous shrubs that are going to give you different color throughout the year.
Jason, this is you're on one side of your location there, Drum Landscape Supply, conveniently located in Statesville. On the other side of it, I'm not trying to make you get your steps in. You got a bunch of other stuff back there in the back of the yard. You got the gravel and the sand and mulch. Tell us about those types of offerings that you've got there at Drum Landscape Supply for folks.
Yeah, so we've got tons and tons of stuff out here. I got some customers I will have to walk around, but and I'd be remiss without talking about these panicle hydrangeas here real
beautiful.
quick. But anyways, yeah, decorative stone and gravels are one of the things that are also a passion of mine. Just finding new and different things that haven't been out there, everywhere that you see. And we're going to walk up on our white marble chips, which is a brand new product. And I brought a temperature gun in today, but of course my 9-volt battery in it was dead. So don't have that, but I was going to show you the different temperatures for things. And so that's one thing to consider when you're talking about decorative gravels, because this really bright white stone over my shoulder here is going to be a lot cooler in temperature than some of the darker stones that we have. So plants, they need, they don't like hot temperatures like a lot of people do. So if you're going to use a decorative stone, you want to make sure you're using the right one for the plant, and you don't want it to be too hot.
Oh, that's like when you were talking about when we're looking at your backyard with how nice it's set up, that if you use the white stone, then the heat doesn't hurt the plants as much during the heat of the summer.
That hot summertime too, yeah. Jason, do you ever just sit back and just, are you always working in your yard, or you just sit back and enjoy it sometimes too?
I do enjoy it most of the time. Yeah, I do like to get out there and work. I mean, that's a great stress reliever. But, enjoying it. We love sitting back on our outside patio. My lovely wife puts up with all of my plants and different things that I bring in and all the stuff I'll have sitting around. But she truly enjoys sitting back there. She'll comment on how, peaceful and beautiful it is. And it's not why I do that to impress people. I do it for really my own enjoyment. But yeah, whenever neighbors or friends come over, it's usually the comments we get. But again, it's just a lot of what I do is to see how it's going to work for other people. So if it's here, if it's something that we sell, it's something that we've tested before.
You and I, Jason, were talking too previously about boulders and how popular they are, right? But also that it's not necessarily that easy to get right now in general too. So what's it like with the boulders these days?
Yeah, so we've been getting a lot of rain for the past 3 weeks. East and Middle Tennessee, where a lot of our natural stone comes from, they've been getting that same rain for double the amount of time. I don't know if y'all saw on the news about the mudslide across I-40, which actually shut down I-40 yesterday over near the Tennessee North Carolina border. But yeah, we have 2 truckloads of stone that actually came in today. Our loader operator Jim, let's see if I can locate him. He's actually putting those pallets of stone out right now. And but yeah, we're always constantly working on getting things in here, and that you talk about 10,000 products, and it can be difficult to manage. And I wish that I could just click on Amazon and everything showed up here, but it's a little bit more difficult, and that's actually part of the fun for me is sourcing and getting things here. Although it certainly can be frustrating whenever you have delays and different things like that.
I probably would be one to cause frustration because I'd come in, I'd be asking you all these questions, stand there, making you go through this whole process in the yard. You're thinking you're going to sell, 14 tons of gravel to me, and then by the end I say, okay, where's the mulch at? Because that's what I'm here for. And I finally asked for the mulch, and so what's the offerings of the mulch these days? How's that going?
Mulch is pretty good right now. We buy from multiple sawmills, multiple vendors, so we don't ever run out. But you can see. Should be able to see it over in the far back there.
Oh yeah.
There's one sawmill that we buy from that has been out for about 3 to 4 weeks now, and that is our main supplier. But fortunately, throughout the years, I've learned to source from different places and don't put all your eggs in one basket. So we're able to keep although we may not have the exact one that you're looking for all the time, we're going to have something that'll work really good for you.
You got a variety of them back there. I see
Yes.
the dark. Is that black mulch there? Is that because you were talking about one of them's like painted or something? Is it any or something like that?
Yeah, so we have three varieties of shredded mulch that have a dye put on them. We have the black, the chocolate brown, and then the red over there in the far side. And then we have three different types of pine bark mulch. The really light colored one you might be able to see over there are cedar chips, which is comes from our native eastern red cedar or juniper tree. And then we have a couple of different hardwoods. So, whatever your taste, we'll have something for you. And a lot of it, people ask me, what's the best mulch? A lot of it is personal preference. But then there are certain qualities for things that you might need. So if you have a slope that you need to keep mulch on, we're going to recommend one of our shredded mulches, like the shredded hardwood or red oak. If you're just looking for something decorative, or you say, hey, I don't like how that fades out, then we're going to recommend one of the dyed mulches because they keep their color for about a year and are going to stay much darker, much more color rich than a natural mulch because, the sun, which is beating on me right now, also beats down on mulch, and it does change the color. So more and more we're selling that chocolate dyed mulch, which is about in the center of the frame right now.
Jason Drum Landscape Supply, your local one-stop landscape shop. Jason, we so appreciate you. Hope you have a great weekend, sir. Looking forward to chatting with you next week.
See you,
I
Jason.
hope everybody else has a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
All right. All right, good morning, fam. The home ad show up next, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. Whether you're buying, selling, or celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, you're hanging out with Patrick Reynolds. Hope you have a great weekend, my kid. Enjoy the rest of the lineup today. Check it out on the WSIC News app. That's how you can know who's up next.
Wonderland's at the back, expert hand.